Hi guys, Alex here from Drayton's. Here we've got an Audi A4 2-litre TFSI 35 S-Line, finished in Ibis white solid paint. All the wheels and tyres are in very good condition. These are 19-inch 10-spoke turbine design alloys. At the back you get a generous boot, and those back seats will fall down if you need any extra space in there. There is also through loading in the central seat for longer items. You do also have a storage netting on the right hand side as well. This car has got MOT until the 7th of the 9th 2023 and was last serviced on the 3rd of the 10th 2022. Comes with a full service history. We have the S-Line leather and Alcantara sports seats with the S branding at the top. Very comfortable seats, nice big bolsters on the side and the base to keep you in place, and the Alcantara also stops you sliding around as well, and you've got extendable under thigh support there as well. That continues to the rear with the exception of the central seat, which is just leather. Up front we have your rev counter on the left, your speedo on the right, and your digital screen in the centre, currently showing a digital speedo, but you do also have your consumption on there and various other things like the date and time. Moving across to the next tab, you've got any warnings or anything that will come on, so if you've got a door open, brake pads are low, service due, anything like that will be on there, including obviously, as you can see, the fuel range. Then we've got your radio or media tab, your Bluetooth for your contacts, and then you've got your sat nav on there as well. At the bottom you can see your gearing and also your drive mode, as well as the mileage and a few other different bits and bobs on there as well. Moving on to the main screen, we have Audi smartphones, so you've got Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so you can have your own phone screen on the screen in the car. That is done via USB. If you prefer just to have your calls and your music coming through, then you can do that just via Bluetooth as well. You do also have an aux input, and in the glove box you have a CD player and a couple of SD card slots, one of which is taken up by the sat nav. Speaking of the sat nav, you've got a colour sat nav system, nicely up to date, nice, easy to read. You can change the views between day and night, the distancing for the perspective as well. If you are using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, then you're probably just going to be using Google Maps, Apple Maps, or Waze, whatever your preferred mapping system is. However, if you do choose to use the built-in one, it is a very easy and good system to use. As I mentioned, you've got your Bluetooth for your phone here as well, so you've got your call list, your directory, stuff like that, so you can make direct calls through there. You also have DAB, FM, AM radio, as well as your sound settings, and on the car settings we've got Audi Drive Select, so you've got various different drive modes, including an individual setting, so you can change the engine and gearbox and the steering to suit what you prefer. That's my personal setup. You've also got your servicing and checks on here as well, so you can keep an eye on when your next service is due. You will get a notification close to the time, whether that be due to the time constraint or the mileage, but if you want to keep an eye on it, then you can do that on there as well. You do also have the extended interior light pack, so you can change the colour and brightness of various different sets of lighting. So you've got your footwell lighting, your surface lighting, and you can also change the line lightness as well as the colours. So I'll just stick it on purple, as that is my favourite colour, so you can see that as well. But yeah, you've got various different things on there. You've got reds, blues, greens, and then the individuals as well. So it's whatever you fancy, you can adapt and change to have those. Moving down, we've got your climate control system. So we've got a 3-zone climate control, so you've got a temperature of the driver, the passenger and the rear. You can have them all individually as they are on 3-zone, and you can have them all the same, so when you change the driver, the passenger and the rear will change as well. You do also have heated front seats, which as you can see I'm making full use of, as it is quite cold now, but they are nice to have, especially in winter. If anyone's got heated seats, they will know what a luxury that is when you're in winter and it's very cold. Moving further down, we have your drive select shortcut, so you can quickly scroll through the drive select modes without having to go into the main system. We've also got your engine start stop, stability control, and your parking plus, so you've got front and rear sensors with the selective display that will come on automatically when you put the car into reverse, or you can turn it on and off just by pressing the P button there. Moving further down, we've got 12-volt socket and a USB input, and your engine start stop to start the engine, so you've got keyless start, a couple of cup holders in there as well. Down here we've got the main controls for the infotainment system, so you've got your swivel wheel to control most of the most of the system itself, and then you've got your shortcuts on here too, and you can also have 8 presets for radio and also contacts if you've got your Bluetooth connected. We have an S-Tronic gearbox, so you've got standard drive mode and a sports setup. So in standard drive it is set up more for efficiency, in sports mode it will let it rev out a bit more and optimise for performance. You do also have perforated leather on the grip, as this is the S-Line. You've also got an electronic parking brake and hill hold assist, as well as your volume controls, another little storage space there, which I usually use for the key because it does fit quite nicely in there. And then in here we have your second USB port and your aux. One of the USB ports will be used for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto if you're using that. You can also use it just to charge your phone as well. Just slide back so you can get a view of the steering wheel. So we've got an S-Line Sport steering wheel with multifunction controls. Again, perforated leather on the grip areas. That is standard with the S-Line models. You've also got the perforated leather continuing up there as well. S branding on the bottom and piano black just in the centre there. On the left hand cluster you've got the controls for the driver's display, and on the right hand side you've got your volume controls and your hands free. Back of the steering wheel you do have manual shifters, so if you prefer a manual sporty style of driving you can use that to go through the gears rather than the automatic box. We have cruise control with speed limiter as well. You've got rain sensing wipers, automatic lights, heated and electrically adjustable wing mirrors with electric fold as well. Moving to the back, you have, again as I mentioned, the leather and Alcantara in the rear, with a central armrest and then through loading if you prefer, and if you need that. We have your temperature control and a 12-volt socket in the rear in the middle as well there. There is a good amount of space. Obviously the driver's seat is pushed way back so I can get a view of the front, but looking at the passenger, that's sort of a standard passenger height, which is what I am, 5'10", so I've set that to where the passenger seat would be for me, and there's lots of leg room. You've got Alcantara in the door cards as well as the aluminium inserts, and decent sized door pockets front and back for storage as well. It's a really nice car. The A4s are really nice to drive as well. It will come with 6 months gold cover warranty, which can be extended for as little as £199 for an extra 6 months. We also have a range of finance options available, so if finance is something you're looking for, then we can help you out with that as well. If you need any more information on this car or any of the other cars we have in stock, please go to draytons.co.uk. Thank you.